Okay, this will be the first of two videos to help with tracking, and this basic one is just to give you an idea of some of our different features. We have the edge, just a plain surface or a principal surface, a inclined surface, and an oblique surface, and how we can use those to track edges, surfaces, and points. So just starting with an edge, when you've got 2 points that make a line, we can use our isometric sketch here to see that they're 4 apart. And if we look from the front, we'll have our points A and B. Use our buck ID here to connect those. The top view will look the same. Remember, we want to make sure those are all lined up when we draw these, A and B. However, our right view, we can only see 1 point as we look at it from the right side, and we can't distinguish between A and B. So that's how we track just a simple edge. As we move on to a surface, this surface is a 3x3 square. So if we start with the front view, the first thing we're going to just see is this edge right here that's blocking our way, and this one's only 3 across. And with that edge, we cannot distinguish between C and D or F and E. If we go to our top view, there's that edge again, and we'll draw in the rest of the top view as we go here. So we have C, D, E, and F. And as we look at the right side here, this is going to be the side that we see, which pairs up with that. And so now we can no longer distinguish between F and C looking that way and E and D. So those are some of those edges that match and track. As we move to an inclined plane, we'll have our 3 views on this one as well. So just starting from the front, what we're going to see is this entire surface from the front. Only remember, it's foreshortened in the front view. I should probably be using my buck ID again to make these sure these are straight, as you will want to on your exam. And we can shade this in, and that is the same surface we're seeing on the oblique there, KHG. As we look from the overhead view, we're actually going to see the exact same thing, and that's part of the definition of an inclined surface, is that from 2 viewpoints we have a surface, and the points are in the same spot again, and there's our surface. Now as we look at it from the right side, this is where it gets a little trickier. From the right side, J and K are now indistinguishable, and I'm serious, I'm not JKing. And then we have I over here, we don't have a number for that point in the back. And then H and G become indistinguishable over there. And so as we draw this triangle that we see from the side, it looks like this. And if we are tracking things, this is the blue face that we see in the other 2 views. So just remember, these 2 are smaller, not actual size, like that one. So when you have a flat surface, it's going to be a surface in one view and 2 lines in the other. When it's inclined, you're going to see 2 surfaces and a line. So what's going to happen when it's oblique? Then things get really crazy, right? So here we go. From the front view, we can see P, we can see O, we can see M, and we can see Q. We will notice that at P we have our perpendicular lines, but there is a plane here connecting Q and O. And then O and M are also connected by a diagonal, and M and Q are also connected by a diagonal. So if we're going to color this in, I'll color this PQO part here and on the main picture as well. And then we can color the MQO part here along with that part over there. And so we can see from the front view, L is hidden behind Q and N is hidden behind O. From the top view, we have L in the top corner, Q, M, and from the top view we can see P is hidden behind Q. We can see N is hidden behind M, and we get these triangles again. So we have our right angle first, and then our diagonal that connects them. And if we go to color in the surfaces, the MQO is now over here. Here's O. So this is the blue part. And we need another color for this LQM, so I'll use green here. And that brings us, last but not least, to our right side. We have O, N, M, L is behind M, so we can't see it, and P is behind O, and Q is at the top. We have a triangle for MNO. And then our same face that has been blue the entire time, MQO. And really the only way this works is because there's MQ and O in those three corners, MQ and O in those three corners, MQ and O in those three corners. And we could pick another color for the other side if we want. I guess I have a lighter shade of blue we can use, or we could have just left it white. So that's how it's going to look different. So you notice for an oblique surface, the oblique surface appears as a surface in all three of those principal views.